Check a 1. Check a 2.
User joined your channel.
And Dallas, you're Alpha or Bravo?
He's Alpha.
Alpha.
All right, Specialist, I'm going to have you under Bravo. Take any billet. Doesn't matter. Not going to be doing a whole lot of shooting today. If any shooting at all.
Bravo, any billet, copy that.
I see you, Dallas. I see you, Brown. You know what my biggest gripe is right now? Like, why do I have to wear these dumbass gloves? It's 9,000 degrees outside. Why do I have to wear these gloves? I don't want to wear gloves. There should be an option to take these gloves off.
Maybe in Armor 4 we'll get gloves as an extra slot.
That would be so fantastic. Oh my god. Not that I don't like Oakley, but I'm going to wear gloves. To be honest, probably not going to be Oakley. Right down. Can you push red, Dallas? You should push red. I think red's your favorite color, isn't it? I feel so close to you, Dallas. Feel so close to you. Like we're besties. You're in my hole.
Oh, wait, what?
You wouldn't draw me in your hole, Livingston.
Maybe.
Not maybe, you will. I'm in your hole and you will enjoy every second of it.
Don't let Dallas hear you say that.
Yeah,
Not
and
jealous.
Williams, we're also in training server 2.
Training 2, copy that.
Yeah, and you're good to load in whenever. Grab your kit. Ready, all loaded in?
Charlie Mike.
Yeah, another Australian. Everywhere.
Yeah, we're trying to invade, but the numbers aren't matching at the moment. Got to buy our time.
I know of 3 Aussies. Sergeant Adamson, LT Connor, and you. There might be some more. I don't know.
Bateman.
Low.
I don't think I've ever worked with Bateman.
Yeah, Sergeant Lowe and Specialist Russell as well is around somewhere.
I think Bateman and the other.
Hardman.
The other. Oh, yeah. We established a hierarchy, but I forgot what it was. All I remember is that Adamson's the court jester.
Yep, it looks like we are having Sergeant Owens join for a bit as well.
Yay.
Shouldn't you be in there?
I am in there. What are you talking about?
Oh.
All right, next for enemas. Who's next for enemas?
Wait, do you have any for enemas?
I've got my gloves on. Enemas.
Shit, then you have to pay for that sub service.
I know it's free today though.
God damn.
Come
Buy
into
one,
my
get one straight cath free.
yeah.
This is a
Come
manual
into my
passion for his
dark
work.
unlit room. My
Nice
house,
to see a man so passionate about his work.
right? Somebody's got to be.
Explain that.
Bravo, this is Williams requesting radio check 121.2 over.
Is this junk? What were you pointing at?
Williams, this is Bravo. Got you, Lima Charlie over.
Tank on mic out.
All right. Today we're going to be talking about medicine. I've got it. You want it. Question is, what are you going to do to get it?
Low
That's what
jobs.
we're going to find out today.
Medicine and where to get it? What?
Low jobs.
Are you asking for
Interesting.
sexual favors there, Session Livingston?
Well, that's where we'll start.
If it starts at sexual favors, I can only imagine where we're going after that.
Oh, we're going somewhere, that's for sure. Yeah, Alice. That's some pretty good camouflage, actually.
Yep, I'm demonstrating the
Hey,
principles
Livingston,
of.
you can be my mic again. I've got Owens.
Okay.
Williams, you're going to be part of Alpha now as well. Be his AR now.
Alpha AR, copy that.
Be whose they are. There's no one here.
Sorry, bravo.
Meh.
Just us
Yep.
undergrowth.
Brown, you're going to have Sergeant Owens with you.
Cool.
Sounds like you got an upgrade, actually. Alpha, this is Williams requesting radio check 121.1 over.
I hear you.
Tank the mic out.
Oh, I forgot my grip pod. What a fool I am.
To hide in the grass, one must become the grass.
These particular fern bushes there are the type that you'll see where I live.
Oh, yes.
I'm mowing the grass.
Leafficus fernicus.
Exactly, yes. West Coast ferns, bushes, whatever these are called.
All right.
All right, Dallas, with all that romping around in the grass and bushes, I'm sure you have some sort of itching.
AIDS.
You need some scratches.
User joined your channel.
It's a good looking magazine you got in your gun there, Alpha.
No, yeah. Condition 4, my guy.
That was out.
Well, apparently not.
Apparently, when you got your grip pod, your magazine decided to load itself.
Oh yeah, probably.
The no dagger day, gentlemen. No dagger day.
For TLs at least.
It's not
Just
like
for
I
the
know where
purpose
I'm
of
going
training.
anyway.
I mean, that's kind of the point of the training.
Follow the sun. That's what I say.
All right, I just need another minute or two, and we'll get rolling.
Jesus Christ, Dallas. Jesus Christ. You're a pretty good artist there, Dallas.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, me neither. Oh my God.
You can't gaslight me, Dallas. I thought too.
I missed it because I was not looking right here.
It was a phallic object.
God damn it, Dallas. Where's your porta potty to guard? There might be one over there somewhere. I don't know. Dallas is 2-1's resident porta potty guard. He has been trained very well in it. Right, Dallas?
They call me the Blue Guardian.
Jesus Christ, that is not what I was expecting.
Cousin of Blue Falcon.
I mean, at least it's better than being a Blue Falcon. I'll take a Blue Guardian over Blue Falcon every day.
This is the plan we made for our inter army football game that we got going on. That's the plan right there. 101st versus the third ID. It's our football plan. I'm gonna pick one guy, and everybody's gonna hit him.
Wait, what the fuck?
Only one guy?
Was that a me? Joke's on you, my feet are cemented into the ground.
All right, gents, go ahead and gather up. You are very close, Mike. Holy shit. All right, so training focus today, we're going to be doing some land navigation without our C-tab devices. I'll be able to see all you guys, but you won't be able to see each other. A lot of what we're trying to do is work on the communication between Alpha and Bravo team leads, especially because you guys haven't necessarily worked together all that much, and at least until we get a Bravo team lead and a new squad lead, y'all will be kind of working together on a regular basis. So we're going to be using today to kind of start cementing a lot of that communications. So for the purpose of today, we're going to be starting way off in the eastern side of the map, kind of over here by Black Mountain. Grid ref. I'm trying to remember. Read grid refs again. Should be roughly 102120. If I read that right.
Yeah.
Yep. You should see our insert point over here on Black Mountain in this little castle. What you two are going to do is work on deciding, as two team leads, the best way to approach Objective Banana. We're not going to have any enemy contact in it. It's purely working on being able to maneuver purely based off of what you have around you, as well as your own knowledge on the best ways of approach for an objective. Right, so we're going to want a lot of communication, especially talking to myself, as well as each other and your individual teams. We do have a mic on standby, just in case somehow you guys manage to hurt yourselves, as well as Sergeant Livingston here as our resident senior OSA instructor. Sorry, Livingston, do you have anything for land nav and communications to try to emphasize?
Yeah. So always, before you step off, really get a good look at the map, especially since you're not going to have your daggers. A lot of information's on the map, and the better you understand the map, the better you understand land navigation in general, and it can help you maneuver to a point where you don't need as much communication. Thank you, sir.
HR Livingston. Especially today, as I won't be having too much play in how you guys communicate and what your choices are made. This is purely going to be based off of the two of you communicating and making those decisions based off of what you've got available to you. All right. Sergeant Owens, do you have anything for him?
To add a little bit onto what Sergeant Livingston said, landmarks. Pick some notable landmarks through the area you're moving to, and you won't get lost. With that, don't get lost. That's all I have.
Correct. Yeah, if you do wind up managing to get lost, I will be able to assist and I can point you guys in the right direction. However, I'm going to try to keep my interventions to a minimal. This is more focused on me hearing you guys communicate and the such. You both will have, respective guys with you, just as, being able to communicate with your individual teams as well. Right?
With that, one more thing to add. This is a really big one with the recent SOP update. Make sure you guys aren't using the shift-click waypoint function. If we catch wind of anybody doing that, that is going to be an immediate counseling.
I don't even know what that is, so I guess I'm not using it.
Same here.
Even better.
Yeah.
But if you guys do know what that function is, that is no longer allowed for us to be using. That's the last thing I had. Thank you, Sergeant.
Thank you, Sergeant Owens. All right, any questions from you two?
Oh, I see what that is.
Yeah. All right, so special response, special dots, you guys want to open up your map and kind of start working on picking a route? It's York. You can do it over here as well, Dallas. Yep, you go ahead, and that way everybody can kind of have their own comments and stuff as well. And we'll have 2-7 and Sergeant Livingston here to be able to guide as needed as well.
All right, so we got 2 hills, a valley between them, and then we got the objective, right?
Yeah, and there's a north side of that. There's another town.
Mm-hmm. So if we're thinking about moving on to this objective, obviously we're going to want to move up to 324. From that point, might be a good place to set up an overwatch. Better idea of how to maneuver into the town here.
Feel free
Do you
to
realize
mark
how
up the
far
map
that?
as you need.
Yeah, I'm saying, do you realize how far that hilltop is away from the town?
Yeah.
So you can use it as like a ORP or leader's recon point, but that is not going to be an effective Overwatch, not for the weapon systems we have.
What if we had weapon squad and Sergeant Pips on a 50 cal?
We
That's
have
even
neither.
It's even pushing it. That's
Bad.
sitting at 900 to 1,000.
Bad. Well, then it's pretty much going to be, I think, moving from one top to another and then along the side and dividing up the objective into pieces.
All right, this is going to kind of play into the FTX tonight too, but principles of patrolling. What about control measures? RPs, OPs, phase lines, that sort of thing. I'm going to suggest you get at least a few of those set up.
Not do that.
Especially being able to use those ORPs, RPs, kind of as your guiding factors as you kind of maneuver through. Especially because it's going to be a fairly dense foresty area.
It would also be helpful if I knew how to draw on the map other than dicks.
Double
So,
click. Yeah, just double click. You'll be able to drop an actual point on the map. It's a good lesson in manipulating the map.
Another good, Sergeant Mitchell in the future, perhaps, another good training opportunity, something that I did previously, is especially in a high density area, you teleport them to a location without telling them where that location is and give them only the objective. And then they have to figure out where they are and then maneuver to that objective using just visual references only.
You actually beat me to the second half of the training.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
then
you just spoiled my
minds
training.
think
Sorry,
alike.
Robinson. Yep. Wanted set and set locations and not at the same time.
That's a good song,
What
but
are
also just
you
Luke's father.
doing? What?
All right, what are y'all planning? Not hearing a whole lot of actual conversation here.
I
Well, I'm
see
thinking
1 OP.
it's going to be a simple movement from the top of the mountain through the trees. We have an OP. We obviously, in real life, this is going to be a bit much for a lessened squad, but
We should have pretty good defilade on either side if we head south down the main road right here.
Yeah, it's like if you want to avoid, what is this? Krasnostav, you could kind of come down towards the southern bit here and around. But definitely setting up more than just this OP is going to be vital. So if you wanted to set up some sort of, RPs kind of as, just points to kind of know where you're going. So you're not just walking in like a straight line, kind of getting yourself lost in, all of this tree line here. So you could put like
there.
like where? So RPs, what does that actually stand for? Somebody that isn't, 2-7 or Sergeant Livingston.
It's a rally point.
Correct. So using rally points to kind of guide your path versus just a single OP on a hill that's like a click away from your starting location. So kind of looking at this map, right? So we've got this tree line here to just off of the southeast of the hill. You've also got all this down to the south. So which direction are you guys thinking is probably our best maneuver here?
I would say southwest from where we start. That way we don't go down the forward-facing part of a hill and around the southern edge, kind of down this way, I would imagine.
So coming around here. All right. So where would be your best places to kind of set these RPs to be able to maneuver from, our insert point and kind of moving around this direction towards OP1?
Put one like right by the road. Yeah.
All right, so now you've kind of got your RPs. Don't necessarily, not necessarily going to use all four because it's kind of going to wind up being fluid, but it's like a general direction that you're going to be going. So you may not actually just straight up follow this. You may find a better way in the field to kind of maneuver through this tree line. So just kind of be aware of that, but kind of generally keeping an eye on knowing where your RPs are relative to where you're going to be. Kind of once we get up to this hill, kind of looking at the actual concealment we're going to have going into objective banana. Let's look at some ways, like different avenues of approach, depending on what we might see down on the field. So what would be the ideal way to approach this town?
Well, obviously we're not coming straight on, so I think it would be best to come from the north.
There's another viable route too. There's not just the route from the north. Kind of, not quite. If you notice, if you look at your contour lines here, you notice how there's a draw here. navigate down into this tree line, over into this tree line, up into town.
Right, and a lot of like this hill has some pretty significant elevation on this town. You can almost see the entirety of it from OP1, right? SBF OP, whatever we want to call it, leaders recon point, right? So like Sergeant Owen said, this draw is actually your best avenue.
That and with how
depending on
high
what
that
would be here.
is over the town too, given that this is all trees, you may not be able to even see anything from that OP.
Yeah, correct.
So another thing to keep in mind when setting up those sorts of things.
I'd say I would probably put an SBF somewhere in this area that they can cover the in when we come around and come into the town, they can provide fire.
And then they could shift along whatever length they can still see as we're still moving up.
Yeah, because you're looking at about 300-ish meters or so to the town from there, and there should be some those trees there might get some good cover. Mine, except for the trees kind of between it and the town, we have a little bit of area. We're gonna have some coverage issues, but for the most part, I mean, we might even move it a little further up north.
Yeah, you could.
It's fine where it is. You don't necessarily need to cover the whole town at the same time. As long as you can cover the element when they get a foothold in here, SBF somewhere on the edge of this tree line should be fine.
Also, kind of looking at if this was a live exercise, this little cluster of building right here could also be occupied. So you'd have to make that adjustment as you go as well, right?
Right.
I mean, it's like from what I can see, it's like two little buildings there, but it is a possible like enemy point that could be some sort of
Enemy OP.
yeah, that could be an enemy OP. They're watching because they know this draw is here. They would know that hey, they could sneak in using this draw. They could put somebody here because this has fairly solid view over that little bit of draw. So it's also kind of something to keep in mind of as you approach that, you may need to send a buddy team over to make sure it's clear, not anybody's in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all satisfied with your game plan?
Tentatively, yes.
Awesome. So,
Let me
teleport
add
flag.
one last thing here.
Copy. There we go. Yep.
The ORP and the draw there, last cover and concealment before the assault.
All right. So before we kind of step off, if this was live, how would you guys want to do these phase lines? So there's a couple different ways. Just with the way I'm looking at it, we could set up lanes as well as phase lines for this.
I wouldn't worry too much about teaching them lanes. It's more like when you have multiple squads. I mean, yeah, it can work for fire teams, but I'd worry just more about phase lines right now.
All right. So disregard the lanes. So looking at this smaller town and how it's kind of broken up, how would you guys best think our phase lines would be? Kind of knowing the size of your elements and the size of this town.
Probably put phase line 1 somewhere in this area here.
I would do it after the buildings. It's
Yeah,
best
because
to
we
not
got like
break up blocks, or especially when it's like an awkward shape like this, you really don't want to break that up because then you're gonna have people crossing that phase line anyway. Due to
So you
them
have phase
most
line
likely.
1.
Yeah, I'd say either there or even you can include that compound and put the phase line like there.
And then this last bit, we could phase line it like basically dead down the center, but for the way that this little section is clustered up, I'd almost do it in one continuous go, just because you don't know what's going to be up in this northern bit versus the southern bit.
yeah.
Because you could have,
Which is why I'm more of a fan of phase line. More exact like there, right on that 108 easting.
so I have phase line 1 right there. And be able to split this town up pretty effectively, get this compound, be able to use it as depending on how deep this tree coverage is, be able to use this as like a second SBF position pending the foliage here.
Yep.
All right. So now that you guys have C-tab devices. I do not see either of you. I only see Mike having a C-tab.
Right.
All right. So once you guys are satisfied, go ahead and make sure you guys have done all of your necessary checks for radios and such. Take the flagpole to insert point.
All right. I
Checkpoint two.
just have you, right? Yeah.
Got Jillian and
Whoop.
Charlie.
Copy out.
All right, let's get moving.
Alpha Bravo, Mike, let me know when you guys are through.
Mike's turn.
One's through. Alpha is through.
Bravo's through.
Copy, Alpha Bravo, go ahead and take us out to Objective Banana.
Alpha copies. Are we locking and loading, or what's the scenario here?
Keep condition 4 for the time being, but everything else is as practice as you play.
Roger that.
Looks like RP1 is approximately 300 meters to the 235.
Copy that. I'll take us out.
We go into the 235, approximately 300 meters.
All right, 235, 300 meters. We're taking point.
235, 300 meters, copy.
Go ahead and tell him don't worry about walking. We can jog this since we're not.
Yep.
Just to get this done quicker.
Just call up when you need to take a break for, to catch your breath. Let's go, Mike.
Jogging.
Moving.
Jogging, copy.
Alpha shifting into the tree line.
Bravo copies tree line to 235. Meh, use these trees as cover and move to 235 from here.
Copy.
Shifting 168.
168.
Shifting 168 to stay in the trees.
Copy. Shifting 168 to stay in the trees.
Copy.
We'll just curve it back around to the right of the tree line. Take a short halt.
Later.
This is Alpha. I believe we've reached the RP.
2-1 copies. Go ahead and keep moving.
Alpha's Bravo looks like RP2 is approximately 140 for about 350. We're 140.
140. Copy. Moving. Copy. Moving.
150 meters cover. You're gonna run double Charlie. If you wanna make it a bit quicker.
That's the problem. I forgot to warm up my leg day.
Yeah, right. I get that. Leg cramp.
Like doing a halt again some distance.
Taking a short halt.
Sorry, Bravo, forgot to warm up my legs today.
Moving.
Moving.
Watch out for that particular bush.
Which bush are we talking about, George or George HW?
The green one.
Oh, yeah, cup. I'm going to bring it to a walk shortly.
Alpha's reached approximately RP2. We're taking a quick break.
Bravo copies. Short halting. Rest.
If you want to lead us out to RP3.
Copy. Bravo. Lead us out when we're rested here.
Williams is good.
I gotta catch my breath, Mike. Jesus.
What the hell is wrong with my compass?
I'm good to go.
Hydrate. You gotta hydrate, son.
You know, you're right, you're right.
Okay. Alpha, this is Bravo. RP3 is at 116 for 500.
I appreciate you. I cannot read my compass on the map for some reason. Taking us out.
116.
Copy.
Well, everything froze up there, and I somehow loaded my weapon, so that's cool, I guess. Hold on. There we go. Skirting around this awkward clearing here.
Alpha Bravo, once we get up to the OP, go ahead and get eyes out on the objective and let me know if there's any changes to the approach.
Alpha copies.
Bravo copies. Short halt. Bravo short halting. We got a clearing in front of us.
Alpha copies.
We head more south and around it. We'll be back in the tree line. Take us right to RP3. Gonna move south around this clearing.
Copy. Alpha copies. We're on the east side of the clearing right now.
Bravo acknowledges the RP is kind of southeast of the clearing.
Roger, we're going to continue movement.
me. I'll catch him in a second. Just gotta take a look at something. Alright, back with you.
Copy. We're moving 110 for about 350.
Copy.
We hit the road. We've gone too far. Alpha, this is Bravo. Just be advised, if you hit that main road, we've gone too far to the east.
Oh. Alpha Bravo, make sure we're not getting too separated. So you guys are pretty far separated from each other?
2-1, this is Bravo. I believe we decided Bravo elected to take the southerly route around the opening, and I believe Alpha continued east on the north side.
Two one copies. Alpha, go ahead and move to your northeast, roughly 200 meters, and you'll meet back up with Bravo.
Copy that. Moving northeast.
Okay, that hill to our northeast is, I believe, where the OP is.
Copy.
The road's right in front of us, so we're going to stop here.
Copy.
Alpha's eyes on.
Bravo's taking a short halt here to rest. The road's right in front of us, so we're basically at RP3 now.
Hey, Alpha Bravo, let's get regrouped and then continue to RP4 and beyond.
Alpha copies.
Alpha, this is Bravo. RP4 is approximately 100 for about 425 meters or so.
Copy that. We're just coming up on RP3 at this time. I'm going to take a short haul at RP3.
Alright, once everybody's at RP3, go ahead and pause X and rally on me.
All right, pause X.
Alright, gents. So, there's some okay communication going on there. You were really good, especially Alpha, at kind of letting you know what direction you guys were going. However, once you guys got to about RP2, that communication stopped. Kind of led to you guys getting probably about 200, 300 meters separated of each other, with Alpha way down to the south. So
Yes.
So something to kind of keep in mind, especially because we don't have any way for y'all to keep track of where each other is, especially because we aren't using CTAB. We got to make sure that we're communicating what changes in movement we're doing, so we don't really have that situation where our elements are extended like that. Right? 2-7?
All right, I got a handful of notes since we paused that, 'cause I'm just going to get them out of the way now.
Yep.
Make sure when we're short halting, we're calling that up before we do it. There's a couple times the rest of the element kind of sandwiched up against you, and then you called it. So make sure we're calling short halts as we're short holding or just after, not as the other element's walking up on us. With that, spacing would have helped with that too, especially towards the beginning there. Everybody was kind of clusterfucked together. I get we're only 6 dudes right now, but still keep in mind spacing. Still treat this as if we could take contact. Practice like you play, kind of like Sergeant Mitchell was saying. So make sure we're maintaining that good spacing. With that, Bravo, did we short halt just to let Alpha past us after RP1 there, heading to RP2, or why did we short halt there?
My understanding, I was trying to figure out direction and bearing, or bearing and distance, and he advised for me to lead us out, but then he just took off. So.
Okay, I just wanted to check that it wasn't just to let them back up front, because if that's the case, you don't, just because somebody starts on point doesn't mean they have to stay on point. If you're in a better situation to lead the squad out, communicate that. So in that case, with Alpha behind us, just communicate with them. So they're like, hey, yeah, we can take it from here, or something to that effect. They don't have to be on point. With that, you were especially bad about this when you were stopping to check where we're going. Make sure you communicate that to your team members. There's a couple times where you just stopped and there was no communication to me. And now, given with a fire team of 4 people spread out a little bit, they may not see you stop. They may keep going. So make sure you're communicating what you're doing to your team members. So for short halting to check, be it our map, micro daggers if we had them, make sure you're communicating that. With that, again, practice like you play. A couple times you stop in the middle of the open of the trees to check your map and direction. Make sure you at least get into some concealment, preferably cover, before checking map direction, that sort of thing. Get that good habit in now, so that way when you go to do it with your micro dagger or to check the map in the middle of operation, you're not stopping in the middle of open and getting yourself schwacked because you're not following good principle. That's all I had. Thank you, Sergeant.
Thank you, 2-7. Sergeant Livingston.
Thank you, Sergeant. So I heard someone say something about not being able to see the compass on the map. Just a FYI, in case you did not know, if you double click the compass, it will enlarge the size of the compass, allowing you to read the numbers on the compass easier while looking at the map.
When I do that, it just moves around, and I don't know why it's doing that. Also, I can't pull up my map tools for some reason.
Are you
Do you
carrying
have-
map tools?
Yeah, are you carrying them?
Yes.
And you're ace interacting with the map open, right?
Yeah.
I believe it's self-interact. Then you should get flashlights and map tools option.
Okay, now. Oh, geez, that's huge.
And there is a smaller map tools as well.
We appreciate that, yes. Stand by off comms one, Mike.
Copy.
There's people yelling about things.
All right, once Special SAS gets back, we're going to keep pushing to the ORP and get eyes down to the town to see if we can see anything.
ORP or RP?
RP.
Or OP?
Should be the OP. Then we'll continue on. I misspoke.
Lesson for you, be careful how you word things, because you misconstrue an order. Somebody goes and do something, then you get mad at them for doing what you told them to do. So just make sure you choose your wording carefully.
That is fair. Thanks, Aaron.
Back on comms.
All right, we're going to be pushing out to the OP. Bravo, go ahead and take us out.
All right. Bravo copies. Be moving 9-9 for about 420 yards. Bravo's moving.
Alpha copies.
Bravo's moving.
You two?
Alpha, this is Bravo. I'm going to move a little bit further south to use the tree line here.
Alpha copies.
Two ones crossing the road.
Alpha has crossed the road. Why, you ask? To get to the other side.
Thank you, Alpha.
Alpha, this is Bravo. We're going to move a little bit further south to stay in the tree line as well.
Copy that.
For a short opening like this, just cross.
Hold up for a second. Hold up for a second.
We're going to short halt.
Copy. Short hold.
Alpha, this is Bravo. We're going to short halt on the other side of this clearing real quick.
Copy that.
You want us to pass you?
Bravo, this is Alpha. RP4 is roughly 090 for about 300 meters.
Roger that. Would you like us to take it out?
Negative, I'm ready to move. Moving 090. Bravo's on the move.
Alpha copies.
Moving. A little room here.
Go ahead and short halt.
Copy. Short holding.
Alpha's Bravo, we're short halting for rest.
Short halt.
Copy that. Covering your rear end.
I think we're actually at RP4, looking at the map now.
Copy.
Alpha's Bravo, I believe at this time we are at OP4.
That would appear to be true.
OP is approximately 400 meters to the 063.
Alpha copies. Let me know when you're ready to move.
And we're gonna move. Bravo's on the move.
Copy that.
With you.
Looking great. Keep it up.
sure if we're shifting directions, we're calling it up.
Copy.
Short hold here.
Copy.
Alpha is Bravo. We moving a little bit further to the south to stay on this tree line as we move up. Moving.
Copy, we see you.
With you.
Let's watch down slope.
Bravo, are you guys seeing any cover up there? Is it all open?
There's some tree line on the southeast side, but there's nothing on the very top. Looks like.
Copy that.
All right, Bravo, go ahead. Alpha, go ahead and move up to us.
I got eyes on the town from here, at least parts of it.
Yeah, I do too.
Coming up on you.
What you got?
Down's that way. Bearing 120.
Definitely looks town-like to me.
Yeah, this bit of the town is going to be the south end.
Yeah. .150 to SPF position. Oh, you're not alpha. I mean, you were alpha, but you're not alpha anymore.
I'm gonna move a little bit to a northeast to another tree to get a different angle.
Copy.
Alright, Alpha Bravo, once we've got some recon to the town, we're not seeing anything too much, go ahead and take us out with the best avenue of approach. If you have to shift to the north a bit to see down, go for it.
Bravo, where you at?
Bravo is kind of on the northeast side, well, the southeast side of the clearing, right here by 2-1.
Copy that. From here, it looks like about bearing 135 to the SPF position. Would you like us to lead us?
You can go ahead, yeah. So we're gonna be moving 135 here in a minute.
Copy.
Copy that. Taking us out 135.
All right. Alpha's moving, so copy. Bravo's moving 135.
Alpha Bravo, come back up to the OP, pause X.
Bravo copies. Moving back up to the OP.
Reversing.
Oh shit. Is that a BTR out there?
Yep. Yep. So, everybody kind of see that BTR right there? Pretty plain sight. It
Hello.
was, yeah. So
They're
it
up
was,
here,
it was just in those tree
Hello.
lines there. Heyo.
God damn it! Ran down the hill, then had to run back up the hill.
Yep, yep. Anybody notice what's sitting out there staring down the
It's
way
a
you guys are
BTR
coming?
60 slash maybe 70.
That's a BTR 80.
I actually cannot see that, so that's great.
Correction, that is a 60. I drove me up. See it right here? It's roughly 120.
Oh, there it is.
How many people saw that before I called you guys back up here? Or any of the civilians that they're wandering around down there that wasn't called up either. So when we the kind of the point of these recons here to kind of be able to see what vehicles are maybe down there, civilians that are down there, infantry, etc., and kind of get it called up. That way, myself as 2-1 can call it up to Havoc 2 platoon, actually platoon HQ. Let them know, hey, there's this down there. There's a bunch of civilians. So in case there's changes to the AO that we weren't aware of, we'd be able to get that called up and actioned on fairly quickly, right? Kind of the purpose of that BTR being there was to see if you guys were going to be paying attention. It actually was just in some tree cover that was still visible from here. Actually, being able to look from where the BTR was sitting, I could see you guys plain as day. 2-7, got anything on any of that?
I don't have any comments at this time. I'll save them for the end of this exercise here.
Roger. All right. Resuming exercise. Go ahead and take us out. BTR is empty. Don't worry about it. It will not shoot at you.
I got you. Yeah, that's my bad. I wasn't really looking too closely because I didn't think anything was in play yet. 135. Where were we going?
Yep.
All right. 131 tree 5. Sorry, that's not a pun.
Be 135 Alpha.
And we'll get them some space. All right, we'll go now.
Give me some space, jeez.
For the emo,
Bravo's on the move.
for the emo fire team. It's not support by fire, it's support by feelings.
Yeah, I need to catch my breath momentarily.
All
At
right.
least walk.
All right. Alpha's Bravo. We're have to bring it down to a walk for some rest.
Copy that. We'll slow it down to a walk as well. You all rested, Bravo?
You good to go?
Yep.
Bravo's good to go.
Copy that. Picking it back up to a jog.
Picking it back up.
Swapping to your left, given the field on your right.
Alpha, short halt.
Short halt. Bravo copies.
Copy, short holding.
Moving out, shifting 120.
Bravo copies. Moving out, shifting 120.
Copy.
Alpha, short halt.
Short halt.
Copy, short holding.
Picking it back up, 100.
Copy. Moving 100. Moving.
That's not quite right. There's that road.
I saw direct south.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Shifting south.
Ship is 2 shots back.
Copy. We're shifting south.
Can you see me on the macro bagger?
Oh, I see where we're at. Okay.
As having a micro bagger?
Not expose ourselves. So our support by fire position is kind of weird. Now that we're looking at it. Because we've been moving down this draw, but now we don't really have much of a view of anything from up here unless you go out into the field.
Was our intent to hit those 2 shots?
Short halt.
Before we hit the SBF?
I would say so, yes.
Bravo, this is Alpha. We're at the approximate support by fire position. We're going to have to shift that because you're not going to be able to see anything from up here without going to the field.
Yeah, Bravo agrees.
Great in theory, not in practice. Trying to see where those 2 shacks are.
Alright, Bravo, location of those 2 shacks is about
Shacks is gonna be at the
160 meters to our 265. We're not seeing anything in those shacks. Go ahead and continue on towards SBF and RP.
Alpha copies. I'm thinking the best course of action is to just move straight to the ORP and we can set up something along that area because we're not seeing anything from up here, or down here, rather.
2-1 copies. Alpha, go ahead and take us out.
Copy that, moving 130.
Moving 130.
Copy, moving.
Bravo's across the road.
Roger.
Two ones crossing right now.
I think about another 50 meters till we get to the ORP. All right, we've shifted 083. We're going to kind of push to the edge of the tree line once you get to the ORP and see what we can't see.
Copy 083. Shifting 083. Get to the tree line.
Copy.
Yeah, come up on me. I'm just north of the ORP. We got the road here, and then we got more open space and not much to see.
Short halt.
Bravo, I'm thinking 090 into that next copse of trees, and then we'll be closer to the town.
Works for me.
Actually, belay that. If we go straight east, we'll probably have more cover.
Yeah, we're about to index. Alpha Bravo, index, rally on me.
Index rally on 2-1.
One of you sounds like a truck.
All right, so we're not doing anything with Mount CQB, so we're not going to push into the town. However, good call on noting the SPF position wasn't in a great location, especially because you wouldn't be able to see much into the town, just the way the natural hill that was there. Our next best spot probably would have been to move that SPF position somewhere up in that tree line towards the bottom of the hill from the OP. Communication on that second half was definitely a hell of a lot better. Just kind of calling up when you're short halting, kind of shift in movement. I know Alpha, you were getting pretty good at calling those movements up. Bravo, just a little bit more talking is going to be key. Beyond that, 2-7, do you got anything?
All right. I have a really important point that's also going to play into our next platoon training.
I'll speak up, please.
Is that better?
Perfect.
All right. So I have a really important point that's going to play into the next platoon training. So with that, the kind of overall idea is called mission command. Basically, it's just decentralized command so that everybody kind of knows what's happening and can execute the mission without precise orders from above. That's really super simplified from kind of the overall thing. But really what that boils down to for you guys is make sure you guys are not only communicating what you're doing, but the intent behind what you're doing so everybody else in your fire team understands what's going on. We're moving 090. Okay, that's great. That tells you guys where they're going, but why are they going there? What are we doing? What is the platoon doing? And we're moving 090 to RP1. We're just continuing movement. Stuff like that in your orders, make sure that your fire team is knowledgeable about what at least the squad's current intent is, if not the platoon's current intent. If you just tell people move 090 and then you get schwacked, 2AC has to step up. They don't know what the fuck's going on. It's going to take them a minute to figure out what the fuck's going on while also dealing with casualties. So just keep that in mind that, yeah, it's great to keep things short and simple on radio, but at the same time, you have to give them enough information that if you were to go down or go KIA, God forbid, that they're still able to execute the mission and still have enough detail that they can carry on without you. Your fire team members should know exactly as much as you know about what's going on. And it is your job as fire team leader to relay that down to your fire team members. So that was a really big thing. I noticed I can't say too much on Alpha, but more for you to improve on Brown is make sure you're not only telling me where we're moving, but also kind of intent behind that movement and the overall intent of the squad. With that, that's all I had. Thank you, Sergeant.
Thank you much, kind of to piggyback on what Sergeant Owens is saying. I was listening into both team nets this afternoon just for that same exact reason. That's also something for you as well, Dallas, to be working on because there wasn't really any of that communicated. It was just, hey, we're moving this direction.
Fair enough.
Sergeant Livingston, you got anything?
Thank you, Sergeant Mitchell. I do. Just one small thing. Sergeant Owens covered most of it, as well as Sergeant Mitchell. When you come into an area, if you're following the tree line and you come into an area where there is an opening, if it's a small, short distance to cut across that opening, go ahead and do it. You know, rather than taking the extra, honestly, 5 minutes to walk around it. But if it's a greater distance, then yes, walk around it. But when you do, make sure that both Alpha and Bravo are on the same page as to which way you're going to go. And other than that, you guys did a great job. I listened in on Alpha and their radio chatter, so that was good. You guys didn't get lost. Also a bonus. And yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you much. And I know, Bravo, you were really good at being able to guesstimate kind of which direction and bearing where you're going to be heading between the RPs. Alpha, that's definitely something for you to work on, especially because kind of got to go both ways with the communication. Kind of, if you're on point, kind of being able to know an estimate, especially because, you know, again, we didn't have CTAB devices. And who knows when the next training or FTX cycle we go through, we're running without CTAB devices, because that's always a possibility. It depends on what company HQs and S3 is feeling for that particular cycle. That's all I've got. Alpha, you got anything?
Coda!
Special Salas.
Come here, buddy.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I got nothing. I'll keep working on the map reading here. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Getting a little better at it each time.
Copy. Yep. We're gonna keep working on that. This won't be the last time we do. At least while I'm still kind of running squad trainings till we get a new squad lead, it won't be the last time we do a CTAB-less type training exercise, just to
Come here, Coda.
improve on map reading skills.
Can you bring me a toothy
purely
thing?
on CTAB for everything?
Huh?
Right. Bravo.
Okay.
Got anything?
Thank you, Sergeant. Nothing this time. Just, you know, I'll continue to work on my communication.
Copy. Yep. And also, when we're doing Leaders Recon, kind of being able to scope out the entirety of the area from what we can see. Kind of where we were up on that hill, you could see that BTR and the 2 civilians that I had running around in circles. Being able to call that up, just so we're tracking a squad lead, and I can call it up to platoon. In case there's, you know, a BTR and MBT rolling up on, say, like 2-2 or 2-3,
Because I got
that
something
they
on my
haven't
tooth.
quite noticed yet, or they're already
What'd you
in a
ask me?
shit show dealing with something else.
I got some, I feel like I got something between my teeth.
All right, thank you. Mike, do you have anything? It was a very boring night for you.
No, that's it. Thanks, Sean.
Copy. All right, I do have attendance for my 2 guys. Be back here no later than about 0740, or not 0740, 1940. Fill-ins, thank you very much, Sergeant Owens, Sergeant Livingston. 2-1 does need some slots filled tonight for FTX if you are around. And with that, you all are dismissed.